welcome back to Wendy's Colouring. Today we're looking at some nice little products that have been sent. So the lovely people at Lightwish have sent me these two different sets of markers to have a look at. Acrylic markers, acrylic brush markers, yay! Yeah, I can't lie, I do have quite a few different acrylic markers, quite a few different types. Obviously the one I use the most has been these, but I've acquired quite a few more different ones over the last 12 months or so. So acrylic markers I use all the time in my colouring. Every colouring page that I do use some acrylic markers to normally remove the lines or remove parts of the drawing that perhaps I don't want to show, or some element that I don't want. It's normally the black lines, but I do use them, like say, every single page that I work on I use acrylic markers, and yeah, just it's interesting to me. So these seem to be two different types that they've sent me from Lightwish. Quite like this little plasticky case that you keep them in. Obviously all these markers are some kind of acrylic ink. Keeping them horizontal is important. These did come this morning and I've deliberately held off recording this video to give these a little bit of a chance to be sat flat for a bit, just so that the ink does balance out and gets where it should be properly. But yeah, I'm going to have a play with them. I've not even done anything with them. These, I really like this case for this one. It has little clicky marker caps, and then obviously it keeps them all together, that I do really like. And I was thinking this is a great little travel set, isn't it? Like that just is so tidy. It's quite a small little thing to chuck in your bag. I've obviously recently, because markers were getting everywhere, she says, dropping another marker, just bought this great big monstrosity of marker case to keep my other ones in. But this I'm thinking is going to be a great little thing to chuck in my bag, whether it be holidays or even to work. I'm now thinking that they're well protected as long as they're flat. Yeah, I'm liking this as a little packaging system. Keeps them nice and safe. I think that's a great idea. So yeah, I'm hoping I like the markers because I like the packaging before I've even got to it. They look pretty, don't they? They're lovely little colours. Let's do this one first. Let's have a proper look at this one first. I'm going to need to put my other light on, haven't I? I was trying to avoid it, but because heat, and yeah, that light makes a lot of heat. So, markers. These are double-ended, so you've got, how many have we got? We've got 48 colours, so we've got 24 markers, but obviously each of these are double-sided. Got nice little colour swatches. We've got little colour numbers on the ends, although I don't think I saw any names, did I? No, we've just got the little number chart on the back as a little guide as well. Obviously won't know myself yet whether these are a good colour match to the plastic. And then nib wise, we've got, yeah, quite a nice pointy long little nib. They're quite nice little nibs on there, aren't they? They feel very similar nibs to my Artex one. Let's have a look. So if you have the Artex, to give you an idea. Yeah, I almost think it looks a bit more like a Copic nib that's got a little bit more of a curve to it rather than the pointiness of the Artex. But that does look like a very nice little nib, which I'm guessing, yeah, you can get some nice little fine lines if you want to. Obviously fine lines is what I want from my nibs, because generally I'm following a line that I want to colour. Yeah, they're quite nice. You can press on. I won't, because I don't want to spoil my nice little point on the end. But yeah, these feel quite nice. That one felt really nice to work with. So, got quite a nice section of colours, haven't we? We've got 46, 36, I'm guessing the numbers may not make sense because I'm guessing they make more than this set, or plan to make more than this set. Who knows? But quite nice little colour scheme. Love the packaging in these. I think they're a great little fold-up set. I have no clue what all this is. I did have a quick look earlier on Google Translate and it seemed to be saying the usual, you know, you can use them on glass, wood, plastic, all of those kind of things. Don't eat them, those kind of things when I looked. Doesn't bother me that I can't read any of it really. Look, you can use it on a wood. No idea what that symbol's supposed to mean. But yeah, I quite like those. Then the other ones are the same brand as the some that I have already. So I have these ones which are in this brand and I really like these ones, so that's a good sign. 2 colours, so this is the same. These are dual sided markers, so I've got 30 pens in this box and 60 colours, and we have a selection of colour numbers and colour names. But because I have some of these, I already know what the downside's going to be with these, that these don't have numbers or names on them, I'm going to bet. But let's have a look. Oh, they're a bit bigger than I thought they were going to be. We've got a little colour chart to give us an idea of what colours we've got coming up. But let's have a look at them. So we've got acrylic, 6600 marker, 2 brush tip and 2 colour. Same makers I've been using already. Oh, hello camera, come back, focus. It doesn't like the reflection, I don't think. Suitable for paper, stone, wood, cloth, glass, etc. Put pen flat and close cap tightly. Yeah, so obviously it doesn't dry out and you keep the ink flowing to both sides. So what is our nib like? Oh, these ones are a bit shorter nib, but still nice and pointy. There's my little piece of paper. If I don't hit the lamp, that's a bit stupid of me. Oh yeah, they're still nice and fine though. Not quite as long a nib, but yeah, I still like those. They're nice. Put that back. And then I'm guessing that'll be the same on the other side. Yeah, same on the other side. But yeah, this is a bit of a mix of colours, but yes, as we just saw, no colour names or numbers on any of it. So this is going to be a task to figure out which of these. Oh, we've got a colour chart on the back already. But yes, figuring out which one is going to be which from all these, apart from the gold and silver, which is guessing is going to be obvious. Oh, it's there in fact. Let's have a look how golden and silver they are. Not that I tend to use them. Oh, it's quite nice. Yeah, they do feel nice. Yeah, the silver's particularly reflective, I think. Gold's a little bit more flat, but the silver's lovely. Look. Maybe not keep the lid off end. There we go. Yeah, I love the colours though. I'm going to ditch them out into the other side. I'm going to have a proper look at them. Doesn't make a huge amount of colour sense, but I do like the amount of colours that are on here. They do look nice, don't they? The nice pale ones, yay! I found with my other ones that I'm running out the pale ones first because I use those the most. So it's good for me to find some nice pale ones. Yeah, I'm quite pleased with that, and that's quite an unusual looking blue at the back. Let's have a look what that's like. Yeah, it's like a dark teal, that's quite nice. Okay, so I have already, amongst my bits of paper that I'm driving myself nuts with, I have printed out a little swatchy sheet because I didn't know these had this one with it and that one doesn't have any with it, so I could have a look what these look like. I have started to make these for myself now, so I have actually drawn myself this little skew with pen, so we can do a little bit and see what the colour's like. I'm going to get rid of the bigger one just for now. Where can I put it? There. So we can have a look at this handy dandy set in the little plastic container. I'm going to need a pen, aren't I, so I can put the colour names on. Yeah, I'll probably put this into fast forward so it's not taking you ages to have a look at, because it's not that riveting watching me colour a pen in, is it? But I quite enjoy it, but I totally get that you may not. So I'll zoom in. I'll put you on super fast forward, or I might even just skip this bit and we'll jump to me having done it, but I'll see you in a minute either way. Okay, so that is this first set, and yeah, the colours are pretty nice. A good selection of pastel-y tones in there and some dark ones. You could probably spot the obvious issue as we work our way along, but I'm pretty happy with them, obviously apart from 60, which you might have noticed. Oh, and actually I've just spotted what the issue is with 60. So 60 is dry. Let me get a bit of scrap. And I have just put a bit of water on to see if I could revive it, but having just looked at the pen, I can see what the issue is. We have a crack in the body, but amusingly enough, it's not stopped 31 from working. 31 works fine. That's not dried out at all, but just this side on 60, well, 60 has, I'm thinking it's 60 rather than 9, but who knows. Could be 9 now looking at it. I've called it 60 anyway. So yeah, that's why I've got a dry one, because I've got a little crack in the body. I'm wondering if that's a manufacturing fault looking at it, but other than that, I'm very happy with these. All the rest of them were very juicy, they flowed really well, very easy to use, nice fine nibs on them. Colour wise, they weren't far off the lids. I think the only exception was 63. This one I kind of feel like they've put the ends on the wrong colour. So 129, that looking at it you might expect to be fluorescent, isn't fluorescent, but 63 on the other side, I don't know how well you can tell on camera, sometimes you can't, but 63 is the fluorescent one, so I kind of think the actual plastics are on the wrong way around there. But obviously from the swatch you can see which is which, so it doesn't matter once you've done a swatch sheet. The white, I've put a bit of the black pen on first and then went over, and as you can see I've just done a little bit of the white over a few of the darker colours. I think, yeah, it's pretty good. I've done 2 layers and 1 layer on that one, but I do 2 layers with most of my acrylic pens on most bits that I use. That's quite normal, so yeah, I still like these. I think these are a nice little set. They're convenient. I'm pleased because there's quite a lot of pastels in there. You've got these kind of quite nice light skin tones, which again, quite useful when you're doing a portrait and you want to get rid of a couple of lines here and there, or a couple of marks. Quite a nice selection of yellows, and you've got a really super soft pastel yellow that I think is quite nice. Got this quite unusual kind of grey blue at the top, which I don't think my camera is doing justice to, but that's quite a nice unusual light soft blue. Obviously you've got a lighter blue anyway in there. Lovely selection of purples, light ones and darker ones. Lovely selection of pinks. I think for a smaller set there's quite a nice colour selection in here, and although I'm missing one blue, I'm not too worried. I don't use a huge amount of dark blue on outlines anyway, so that doesn't really worry me. The greys are nice. yeah, I'm quite pleased with that, even with my one slightly misbehaving one. I think it's really handy little, I've not put one back somewhere properly. Which one is it? There we go. Really handy little closing set with some quite nice little colours. I'm quite pleased with those. I'm going to move those ones out the way for a sec. And I've printed a second one off for the other ones. Now, obviously these are nameless. And I'm thinking what I might do is just pop a little sticker. I might just number these 1 to whatever. Is it 30? I think it's 30, isn't it? 1 to 30. And then just pop them on the end, because these are little helps if I show you what you can see. These are little stickers that I think will just sit inside that little cap quite nicely. These are literally, I've had them ages. Little, I think I got them from Amazon, but little Blick adhesive labels. They're 8mm if you want to look for something similar on Amazon. I'm thinking I'm going to literally make little circles of all the colours and stick them onto the ends of the caps first. Then once I've got a cap colour on, I then might try and match them up. Like I'm think that this looks the same both ends, doesn't it? I'm thinking these might either be camel or turmeric, or possibly shell pink, looking at their label, but I might have a better idea when I've got an actual painted idea on the end. So I'm going to do that first. I'll probably switch, just pause you while I do that, and then we might try and get them into some kind of colour order to do a swatch sheet to make sense of them a little bit more. So I'm going to pause you, and I'll be back once I've put my little stickers on, and I can show you more then. Okay, so I'm back. I've got them in a bit more of a logical colour order. Maybe if I zoom out that might make more sense to you. There we go, a bit more of a logical colour order. And so now each of my pens has a little swatch on the end and a number that I have given them. I'm not trying to put all these numbers on. Does it matter if I know which is 303 orange? It doesn't really matter as long as I know what orange it is when I'm picking it up. So now I can actually swatch them. As you can see, I've done out a colour chart 1 to 60, and all my pens are now labelled 1 to 60. So I'm going to swatch them as per usual. Let's shift tray 1 out the way. These are a bit heavier pen actually. They feel like they've got, even though they've got 2 pens in one, it still feels like there's quite a substantial amount of ink in these, and they are quite a bit bigger than my other pens that I have of similar type. So I was thinking these perhaps wouldn't have as much in, but now I can see they're a much longer pen, so maybe they do. But yeah, so far I'm quite liking these, even though more that I've been doing just while I've been doing the labels. Obviously doing the labels is a bit annoying, but now I've got them labelled, they should hopefully be straightforward to use. So I'll see how they are in the swatch. Again, I'll put this on super fast forward so that it literally lasts seconds for you. But yeah, see how they are. Okay, so that's all these lovelies swatched. Yeah, and they are very nice indeed. No issues at all with these. Nice selection of colours. Don't think I did too bad getting them in colour order. There's the odd one here, 13, 14 should have maybe been down there, but you know, who cares? Doesn't matter, does it really? But yeah, I think it's a really nice selection. And I think these ones, because of the slightly different nib shape, they give you a bit more option. Like, they certainly covered the bigger space much quicker than the other set that I just had a look at, because this nib is a little bit thicker. You can still get that nice fine point with it, but when you're using it slightly on the side, it will put a lot more of the ink down a lot quicker. So I was thinking, I mean, I don't particularly do colour by number pages, but if you did colour by numbers, I think these would be a really good set for colour by numbers. You've got a point, you can get into the little sections, but it'll also do quite a big section quite quickly if you wanted it to as well. I think they're quite an adaptable marker, these ones, and yeah, I like the colour palette. There's lots of really nice light tones. There's a light yellow, there's lots of light pink shades, there's a really nice here 41, really nice minty kind of green, some nice paler greys, one warmer grey, one cooler grey, a couple of skin tone sections as well. Yeah, I think it's a nice set of colours, and obviously they fit in these trays quite nicely. Yeah, I like both sets. I think they're slightly different sets, and they're probably better for different things for those reasons. But yeah, I'm really pleased with both of these. I think the colour palette, the two of them together, so you can see the two sets together. This one looks a little bit brighter, but I think it's just that this set has more pastels in between them, so it kind of makes it feel a bit more brighter. Like 45 seems very similar to 19, or maybe it's 36, who knows. Let's not play that game, I'll be here all day, won't I? But I think both sets have some really nice colours, and this is a really good set if you just want one to carry about in your bag and it's quite quick and easy. This set is a bit more involved with the colour palette. I really like some of the colours in these, but again, you're not carrying loads of pens, are you, because you've got half and half going on. I think they're a nice set of pens. So I was thinking I would very briefly, I'm not going to do it all because we'll be here all day, show you on what I do with them. So I have been working in this book. I was trying to find the cover of it, but as usual I can't. So I've been working in this book that I've popped up over the weekend. So I've been working on this page, and I'm now at the point on it where I would normally now work with my acrylic pens on top of it. I have done a little bit already. This petal, I have got rid of all the black lines on this petal, and this petal I've done exactly the same as this one, so it's kind of a before and after to show you what they look like. I have also done a little bit on the yellows as well, but nothing else. I've not touched any of the greens, I've not touched any of these smaller reds or the purples or anything like that. So I thought I'd do a little bit on maybe each of these little coloured sections to kind of give you an idea of how I would properly use these. Oh goodness, if things don't fall on me on my desk. So I'm going to try and make a bit. The only downside is that this is a tall book and they're going to be in the way a little bit, and I'm going to get the other set off this side. Just use my glasses a minute. So let's break back into this one if I don't lose my nails. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to have these open as well, just in case I want those ones. Now then, so I'm going to have a look at the greens first. So I want kind of a yellowy, greeny tone. Sometimes I do leaves outline them in yellow, and as you can see here, I kind of have got the edges of my leaves quite yellow, so I'm kind of thinking it might make more sense to do a yellow, but which one? Just looking at the kind, because it's quite a strong yellow that I've been using, so I'm thinking, tempted to either do, not sure if they're the same, are they? Not quite the same. I think I'm going to do this 6 because it's quite a rich looking yellow. So that is in these ones. So it must be one of these. Oh, good find straight away. So yeah, I've called this 6. Obviously it's not normally 6. I literally just put these in colour order, bung the numbers on, labelled them. It was not tricky. And then I'm going to zoom you in a little bit, hopefully, if it doesn't keep unfocusing. Now, with most of my markers, I will do this more than once. Usually, first time is not totally covering the black. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Actually, that's not a bad first go. And obviously these are the slightly more shorter, fatter nibs, but as you can see, I'm still getting in just onto the line. Pretty easy, really. Most of these kind of ink, acrylic ink markers dry pretty quick, so you can kind of generally, like I've just done there, go back over again pretty quickly, and that's kind of done. Now here it's quite dark down here, so I'm not going to take all of that line out, but I am going to take this top bit of it out where my yellow is, because again, I don't really want the black on my leaf. Lots of people live with it and lots of people like it. That's your personal choice. You do you. I like taking them out, even though sometimes on some pages, I can't lie, it does take me hours sometimes. But if I keep looking back at it and thinking I hate that line there, then it's got to go. It's got to go. Now we could do with a slightly darker green. And greens are generally quite often an issue, but I quite like this 154 out of the first set, and I'm going to try that one because that looks quite a nice little green that looks like quite a good match. So I'm just gonna, oh yeah, that's quite nice. Perfect colour. Finding a good green in markers can be a trick, and that is a nice green marker. So as you can see, I would carry on and do, I've got a lot of green and yellow on this page that I've already been working on, and I would carry on for all the time to get a layer of this on. Got a bit more yellow at the bottom there, so I will take this one down and I'll need the green back. Like I say, most of them will need 2 coats. Even my expensive ones, my Karen ones, still need 2 coats of ink. It's the beauty of it being free flowing means it's not going to be quite as opaque, so you're going to need more than 1 coat. But like I say, they dry so quickly, it's, you can literally go around your shape, and then by the time you've got to the end, like I've just done there, you'll get your 2nd coat on. No problem. I'll just do a bit of this stalk while we're here, and I've got this nice green in my hand. You can tell that I'm concentrating now because this is quite a fine line, and obviously it's right next to a load of white, so I need to concentrate. But nice tips on these, even though they're a little bit more chunky looking tips, can still get the control that I want to go over some of these lines. Goes yellow there, so I'm stopping at that point. So I'm going to obviously carry on all of these green stalks and leaves to do those 2 on them. I'm also thinking the yellow on these flowers needs another coat. I might do a bit on there. This is where I'm daft and I forget where I've just worked, and then I rest my hand on wet paint because I'm stupid like that. But yeah, they just finish them off nicely and just finishes the petals off nicely. This one has this daft spiral in it, which I am not loving. So I'm thinking I'm going to go over in an orange. So the question is 45 or maybe this 20 off the bigger set. I think I'm going to go 45, which I think is one of these ones. Is it? Not that one. Oh yeah, it's right there, winking at me. Okay, so 45 from this set. This I'm expecting is going to need quite a few coats on this orange because it's quite a light colour and that black is pretty heavy that's printed. So we shall see. This might be a bit dark for the middle of it, but not so much for the edge. Certainly get rid of that bit, I think, with this one. But then it's going into a slightly bit of lighter colour in there, so I'm going to need a lighter pen. But while I've got this out, I'm going to do the insides of these, because that colour looks perfect. Yeah, these are nice nibs as well. And this one. That's in a lighter bit, so I can only do that bit, I think. I have to go to something lighter. Where else here? This is where I'll definitely put my hand in it. Because if I'm doing this myself, I just tend to work in one little space and just work in that space. But now I'm going all over. That's asking for trouble. Guaranteed to smudge something shortly. Speaking of which, I'm going to turn it round so that I can get in the middle of this one without putting my arm in that. And this one. So this page so far, all I've used is Holbein colour pencils on it, nothing else. And obviously a little bit pen just in those ones that I pointed out earlier. This one's a bit lighter, so I'm not going to touch that one. The centre of that I am though. What do I think? I might have a look. Oh yeah, it's okay, isn't it? But yeah, trying to find pens to match up to the colours you've used can be tricky. So the wider range of colours you've got, certainly for me, the better. Because it annoys me when the line stands out when I've painted it, and I don't want it to, obviously, because that's not the whole point of painting it, was that it didn't. Now, red. So I'm going to go with 19 out of these, which I'm guessing is this one, 19, to do this little bit down the top. So this one I did before these arrived. In fact, in this one and I'm guessing these look very similar, so I'm guessing that these are the same, hoping they're the same, but I did this one already in that marker, which is the same brand, just obviously a different style of them, and I really like how it was working in there, so I deliberately did an extra little petal in the same colour down there so that we can do the same with this one, because it's not, I just find it nothing more annoying. We've spent ages getting really subtle colour changes in the petal spaces, but all you see is the great big black line, which obviously we need, but not when I've finished. I don't need it then. Not everybody can be bothered with it, I get it. I am detail freak, I realise that. Yeah, so what else have we got? So I want to do these flowers, these kind of red pink ones. I think we need quite a light pink because it's quite light on the edge. Got dark on one side and it's light on the other, so pink range. I think I'm going to go with this set. Let's have a look what we've got. I'm thinking maybe 12, and it might be handy. It's 12 and 11, the same marker, because those two, 10, 12, oh, 12 and 11 are the same pink, but lighter and darker, but in the same pen. So I'm going to try, excuse if you can hear my husband playing his silly game next door. He's playing online golf with someone, like you do. So yeah, he's a bit shouty. Sorry in advance if you can hear it. So I'm using the lighter one, which is... no, I'm not. I'm using the darker one. I'm using the lighter one, which is 11. No, 12 was the lighter one. Can't read me handwriting. I'm an idiot. So, yeah, I'm using the pen that I'm calling 12 for the lighter one. I'm expecting this will need more than one coat because it's going to be... Like I say, the lines in this book are pretty dark. So I'm going to do that bit in 12 and then I'm going to swap to the other side of this marker. Although we might need something darker looking at it. What do I think? Yeah, I think I want the other side a bit darker. What have we got in darker? Darker than 11. 13 is darker. Ooh. 15 in the other brand. Let's see what 13 is like. Oh yeah, I think I prefer 13. So I'm going to do 13 on the dark sides. Sorry for the spinning. I don't even realise I'm doing it. Yeah. Just because it's an awkward getting. And then I'm going to go back to 12 for the other sides. Also got the delightful sound of a wood pigeon, if you can hear that. He loves sitting on the roof of my house, from approximately 4:30 in the morning. So if you leave your window open, yeah, he'll wake you up. He doesn't care. Yeah, so you see the difference between before and after. So yeah, I just prefer it. Gives you a bit more of a natural look to it. I'm going to also do the light one around the edge of this strange circly box that's on these mandalas. There we go. Again, like I say, it's going to need more than one coat. There we go. Keep them out. Obviously I'll do all the other ones. And then a little bit of purple. What have we got in purples? Lots of lovely purples. So I've done a range of different purples in here. Some quite strange purple blues and then more traditional purples. So I want something along those lines. 14 or... Sorry, I'm off camera. Too busy looking at them, not paying attention to what's going on the camera. So I've got 14, or I've got 1, 5, 8, or I've got, I'm quite liking 1, 5, 8 actually. Let's see if I can find that. Pale purple. Oh, these are so, oh, that was a good guess. They're not easy to get out one-handed out of that plasticky container. So 1, 5, 8 is this side. So I'm thinking, oh yeah, that's nice, nice match. Again, because it's a mandala, you don't really have to take these out, but I just prefer the look of it if I have. Now we have the technology in these lovely pens, why not? And then we've got something a bit darker. What colour is that? 27. I'm guessing that's 27. And as you can see, 27 kind of looks like it's cat, but I think it is much darker. I think that's one thing I did notice between swatching both of these sets. I think the cat match, colour match on these ones is much better than the colour match in these collars and ends on these ones. These ones are pretty much spot on. Like I just picked a random one up, 14, if it wants to focus. You can see that it is pretty much that colour. The other side pretty much is that colour. There weren't I can't remember any on these set where I picked it up and thought, oh no, that isn't that. You know, if you pick them up, they're kind of not. If you want to focus, hello, come on camera. No, doesn't want to. There you go. It pretty much is the match. I thought the cap marks, the cap colours on those ones are a better match than these ones. Anyway, let's try 27 on the bottom bit. Oh yeah, that's a good match as well. Okay, obviously I've got lots of little fine detail that I will continue to carry on with down there, but you get the idea. They're just kind of, for me, using pens like these really finishes off the little bits and pieces so that it looks a lot more like you see the colouring for me rather than the solid black lines all the time. Obviously, personal choice, isn't it? You know, and it does require a certain level of patience. So that, you know, I am aware that I have got a lot of patience. I can sit and do the most tedious things, quite easily. It doesn't bother me. If it's something I'm enjoying, I can sit and do tedious things. Even past the point where most normal people would have gone, stop, Wendy, just stop. But yeah, so yeah, I'm pretty pleased with both these sets of pens. Obviously, my smaller one, I've got that one little manufacturing fault in them, but I still think both of these are really nice sets. Colour palette in them is nice. It doesn't bother me that these aren't named or numbered. It's not taking me that long just to number them 1 to 60. And then you've got a swatch chart that'll, it makes perfect sense to you, doesn't it? You can still pick up the colours you want to. Yes, it's a little bit of effort, but you know, it really doesn't matter that much. And one set of my Artex has no numbers on or names as well, so it's, you know, it's not that unusual really. I quite like these. They feel like they've got quite a lot of ink in them. I think these are nice as well, but like I say, the colour plastics aren't quite as good a match as these ones are. But once you've swatched them, it doesn't matter, does it really? You're checking off your swatch anyway. I'm thinking my little swatch, I'm probably going to just chop the other bit off here. Chop all that bit off and have that folded in my little case inside here, so that I've got the swatch and the markers together. And I might do that with the bigger one, have that in this cardboard box as well. Yeah, I still love the packaging on this. I think it makes perfect sense. It's such a handy travel arrangement, and the nibs are nice on these ones. They do remind me of my Copic nibs. They're the same shape as my Copic nibs. Oh, let me reach one. I'm sure that not that one. So, you know, they're very similar size and shape when you look at the two together. So I can't knock a nib that looks like a Copic nib, can you? That's surely that's what we're aiming for. Like the nibs on those, but these ones I was a little bit more wary of. But actually, I think they're very practical. I could still get really nice fine lines with them. And I think, like I say, if you do colour by numbers or something, these are a perfect set for colour by numbers, because you can do bigger areas with them, but you can still have a nice fine nib on them. Yeah, I'm not going to put them away because I'm going to carry on with my page that I've been working on. But yeah, thank you very much to Lightwish for sending me both these sets today. They were a very nice surprise because I didn't know they were coming. Yeah, thanks very much. I really like both of them. I think both are good sets. Just, do you want more colours or not? These have a lot more pastels in this set. So if, like me, you do like using a lot more pastels, maybe this set makes more sense. If you're quite happy with a smaller set and you like the practicality of that case, maybe that one is a better set. My little swatch sheets are work in progress. At some point, probably in the summer when I'm off and I've got time to actually stop and think about it, I'm going to put these onto Ko-fi so that you can have them as a free download on there, but I'm not up to the point where I can do that at the moment. Just too many other things on at the moment. But yeah, if you want them, they're coming in the various forms that I've been using them this year. I've drawn my own pencil one as well for people that were asking about that one. And obviously this is my little marker one, and there's a few more that I've done as well. So at some point when I get myself organised in summer and I've got a bit of thinking time, those will be on my Ko-fi to download for those people that are asking about my swatch sheets that I use regularly. But yeah, thank you very much to Lightwish for your lovely pens. I shall enjoy using them. Yeah, I like them both for different reasons, but yeah. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video was of use to you somewhere. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.